My name is Welsh, and I chose that title specifically because I have sickle cell. And, I wanted people to understand that sickle cell is something that doesn't affect you externally, it affects you internally. And it's not something everybody could see. I've been in places, people look at me and they ask me, what's wrong with you? You look okay. I've even been in A&E and the nurses ask me, are you sure you're sick? So the title was a difficult one to choose, but I wanted something that will inspire millions. And each word in that title itself means something. Overcoming my invisible battle. And I think it sums what sickle cell is really all about, or any kind of chronic illness. Could it be mental health? Could it be diabetes, high blood pressure? These are all invisible battle, and people are dealing with it on a daily basis. So my whole book aspect came about by thinking what would really be captivating and what would really make my audience understand what is it we're going through. The key elements why I would say anyone should buy this book is because this is a book that would actually touch everyone who has a chronic illness, anyone who is managing anyone with chronic illness. And for example, if you have a chronic illness, it will help you think about it and think about, actually, my life is not that short. I remember they've always told me from a young age, by the age of 21, you'll be dead because you have this. And I want people to read my story and get motivated. People always said to me, you will never have a job. You will never be able to work. You will never have kids. You will never get married. So these are things I've always learned and lived with growing up. And it's because I had great family around me, great people, inspirational people to talk to, that I realized that actually I shouldn't believe what people are saying. And I start believing in myself. So anyone who reads this book will kind of understand that I want you to get the key thing, that you are your mind. And it's you who has the decision and the final say. Everybody could say anything about you, but it's you who will have the final say about your life. I've learned over the years that my mind has played a very big role in managing my sickle cell. I will be in situations where I will go for a party, and I can remember this one very well, which will be very elaborated more in my book when people get to read it. I was going on a hen party. I was so excited, very excited. But because I told my mom about it, told my family about it, the first thing everyone said to me, are you sure? Are you sure you're not going to get sick? If I was you, I wouldn't do it. I thought, no, I was positive. I was positive. But because I heard those thoughts, I started getting nervous. Started asking myself questions. What if I get sick? What if I sleep? Are they telling me the truth? And I started, at nighttime, I started thinking, and the thought process tend to stress. I started stressing out about it. The next day, I developed a fever. And the thing just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not telling anybody about this because I believe I could do it. My very moment when I had that positive thought, my mom came to me and said to me, are you sure you're still going? You don't look well. I thought, but I'm positive. I'm definitely going for this thing. Nothing was stopping me. I'm going for this hen party. Everyone is going. They're all and the person was so generous to even buy our tickets. So that guilt as well of not letting them down. The night I came up with severe sickle cell crisis because I was stressed of dealing with the emotion, and also because I was thinking about it so much. Then guess what? It happened. And this has happened to me countless times. I could think about incidents at work where my book elaborates that as well, where I'll think, because someone has told me you're always sick on Fridays or Mondays, when it gets to Monday, I get nervous and I get sick again. So what this book about you and your mind is so important is that when you surround yourself with negative thoughts, you actually automatically get that happening to you. But in my book, that will be elaborated more. My book is going to be very interesting, and I really want people to go out there and read it when it comes out. And the key reason it will be interesting is that my book will solve massive problems. You see many people dealing with chronic illness, many people dealing with not being able to manage their loved ones, and many people dealing with their individuals themselves. My book touches on all aspects of this. It talks about relationship. How do you deal with relationship? I know for myself, when I met my husband, that was very difficult. Do you tell them? Do you not tell them? I went with the belief of not telling. And that backfired in my face. But you have to see what happened in the book. And I also went with the belief of not eating right. I believe because I was very fussy eater. So I would always eat junk. That was not giving me the nutrition I needed to survive and be a better person. And that made me so sick. And my book talks about strategies of dealing with pain as well, because there are various kind of pains. You know, even when you go to hospital, first and they ask you, put your pain in scales, 1 to 10. And there are various strategies for dealing with pain where you don't even have to end up going to hospital and stuff. That's what my book talk. It mentions all of this. Because this book means a lot to me, I will plan a very big lunch for it, because I want to touch as many people who are suffering with sickle cell and other chronic illness through this book. So my plan is to take it to the World Health Organizations, various heads of states, for them to understand the seriousness of these illnesses, and not just sickle cell, but other chronic illness, and what can be done so we could save money and also save life. I also will be doing a launching the book. It's out in September, because as everyone now know, I am currently pregnant, looking forward to having my baby. So in September, I will then have the launch when I'm better, because with sickle cell, it's so unpredictable. I've been very unwell, so I just want to focus on getting well through this pregnancy, then work towards the launch. But I'm so excited because it'll be all over Africa, especially because that's the most important place where sickle cell has been hit. It'll be in America. We have too many people dying from sickle cell, and they still are coming back and saying we don't understand why. And I also do lots of Europe tour, especially there's lots of miracle coming out with that. So, and I think this book would really inspire a lot of people, because it's written from the heart. I've not omitted anything. It's written about my life stages of living with the disease, and how my family took it when they first found out, and how I've managed to live to the age I am today.